With a new map comes a new challenge, that challenge being completing the hardest difficulties on said map. Today, I'm here to show you how I personally beat Chimps on Water Park, and some ways you could improve on said strategy. First of all, looking at the map, it has 2 lanes, but only one is active at the same time, and the tracks overlap in some places, and this is something we can make great use of. With that said, our objectives are to get Quincy, Apache Prime, May Moab, and Spike Balls, and alongside this we will be sure to get some appropriate supports for these towers. We're going to start with Quincy because it hits both lanes and he will provide much needed cleanup in the future because our main DPS tower, Apache Prime, is weak to ceramics in his tier 1 through 4 variants. The next tower we're going to get is a Dart Monkey set to Strong. This is so that the Dart Monkey can pop down a layer on the green so that Quincy can pop what remains, otherwise he'd be overwhelmed by the speed and layers. Our next choices are going to be a Sniper on Strong and a Druid on Strong for much of the same reason, and we're getting the Druid specifically to help out the early game because otherwise this wouldn't really be possible as far as I could tell. Because when I initially played this map, I was not able to get past the 20s without this Druid. Also making sure to upgrade our Druid to 130 and our Sniper to 100. And from there we can save up for our Heli Pilot, which is going to be immediately upgraded to a 302. After that, we're going to get a 301 Alchemist to buff Quincy and really just everyone else here. We're going to have a bit of a time skip here because there isn't really going to be much that happens here other than getting a 002 Spike Factory because, well, insurance, I suppose. Nothing major really happens until round 54 when I get Apache Dart Ship, which is really just coming in at the right time because initially I was starting to struggle in round 54 and there's no way I could have taken down round 55 without Dart Ship. And then second verse same as the first, except we're actually going to pause right before we get the next upgrade because we're going to have to do a bit of manual micro for some of these rounds. Now, it's entirely possible that you could probably get past this without doing the micro, or even you could just get a different upgrade before this, like maybe a May Moab or Spiked Balls. However, in the interest of getting Apache Dart Ship as soon as possible, on round 75 I'm going to try to damage the Moabs as much as possible without really bothering with the ceramics, because Quincy and the Spike Factor can take care of that realistically speaking. And I'm going to be microing rounds 77 and 79 for pretty much the same reason. However, on said round 79, I do get Apache Dart Ship, so I would say the micro was worth it for that. And after this, gameplay is kind of a breeze. I get MIB, I get an upgrade to the Alchemist, I get Spike Balls, I get May Moab, but honestly nothing too out of the blue for a Chimps run. I also get some supports in the form of the 040 Ninja, and as well I end up getting 2 040 submarines. And while the submarines aren't mandatory, it does make round 100 a lot easier, and as well can be used before then just for a little bit of extra damage. But with that said, Apache Prime does make these rounds pretty dang easy once you get it, and in no time at all, we're at the end of the game. Now obviously this guide isn't exactly perfect. You could probably find a way around getting the Druid, you could probably get different supports. I went for the Ninja because I just prefer that method of slowing down, but a Mob Glue probably could have worked as well. And as well, you probably could have gotten Spike Storms instead of the Submarines, and then you could have gotten more, but you know, again, that just comes down to preference. Either way, I hope you found this guide at the very least useful. And if you really found it useful, you could really, like the video, or even subscribe for other things that I do, whether they be guides or something else, like an animation, or my horrible attempts at comedy. But for now, I shall bid you all a farewell.